finally we are here, guys. Finally we are here. I mean, being a university instructor is not easy, guys. And finally the semester is over. My holiday started. Now we can get back to videos. And I want to apologize to everyone who was waiting on an update on a Victor build, right? Because since the last time I uploaded a Victor build, there has been a lot of changes to the game, including the earn changes, including hero balance and everything, and that also goes for Victor as well, because like they nerfed his gun damage, so now I don't think it's worth it to build gun on Victor. So now Spirit Victor coming back to the table, right? And the thing that you want to do with Victor now is you want him to be like, you want to build him like in a sustain way. You want to build a lot of healing. You want to be present in every team fight, and you don't want to be killable easily, right? And this is the build that I have here. And as you can see from the date, imagine like I think I modified this maybe until like 1st of July. But as you can see, I've been crafting this for a long time, but I haven't had the chance to upload any of it, right? So by the way, in this video there will not be any gameplay. I will just be explaining the build and how to use it and give like some demonstration about it. But if you are interested to see gameplay on me like using this build and you want to see it live, so mind you, like consider subscribing to the channel on YouTube, and also you will have the Twitch channel link in the description. So I will be live in both platforms, especially during the holidays. I'll try to be live as much as possible these days, right? So you can either see me live using the build, or you can hop in and share your builds with me and I can try it on stream, right? But I have no problem with that. By the way, I'm not claiming to be a top player by any means, right? Ritualist here, like I'm not claiming to be a top guy. Here I was trying some other heroes, not successful. But as you can see, with Victor, I'm usually on a winning streak. And as you can see, I played like 285 games. I won 167. You can say about 60% win rate. So when it comes to Victor, I know what I'm talking about, all right? So when it comes to the build, first of all, what do you want in lane? You want high sustain, and also you want like respectable damage. Are you gonna be able to kill every time in the lane? No, but you can like the potential of you getting kills in the lane depends on your teammate being aggressive. This is very important. Like your teammate in the lane has to be aggressive in order for you to get kills. And here I'm gonna explain. First of all, you're gonna start with an extra region, and then you're gonna go with high velocity opening rounds. That's the first thing. Why we go with that? First of all, opening rounds, like in the lane, mostly like the people against you will be with the full HP, and with opening rounds you'll be able to do significant damage with your gun, as you can see on level 1, right? Also, you want the high velocity because now the denies, as you can see, the denies here, like it has like it's a very big deal in the lane. It's not like before. And with bullet velocity, that will help you deny souls, especially against gun characters like Venator, Wraith, Haze, these kind of guys, because these heroes, you're gonna have a tough time confirming your souls in the lane. Now, the next item is very important, Mystic Regeneration. Once you get this buy, you're gonna be crazy. You're gonna have a high sustain in lane. All right, as you can see, we know that the Mystic Generation is basically it's gonna give you like more health regen, based on your spirit damage, right? And as you can see with Victor, what you need to do, you need to use your battery, you need to use your aura, right? So when you go to half health, and as you can see, I'm applying damage, the regeneration already works, all right? I'm already on 9 HP, as you can see, and look at the sustain. This is like your third buy. This is like at 3k, right? The first 3 minutes of the game, right? So you will have very, very crazy sustain here. Then you're gonna have an extra charge for the jumpstart, and then you're gonna have you're gonna upgrade to radiant regeneration, which is a lot also more healing. And as you can see, what I love about radiant regeneration is that on ability cast, healing on ability cast, as you can see on the top left here, if you can see, it gives you move speed 1.8, and also there is healing on ability cast. This right here, for example, if I am low, right, if I am low on ability cast on the jump start, it will give you more healing, as you can see, 72 with the jump start healing. Okay, that will make very big of a difference in the lane. And as you can see, already you have 7.7 health regeneration, and as you can see with radiant regeneration, it jumps into 11.3. all right, even the aura, as you can see, I was activating my aura, and it doesn't make any more of a difference. You will be almost unkillable in lane, right? You're gonna follow it with healing booster, and healing booster again will affect your jumpstart, will affect your radiant regeneration. All of it is sustained early on, right? All of it is sustained early on. Look at the radiant regeneration. Look at the jumpstart. All of it is with heal booster is actually crazy, right? Is actually crazy. Now, the last thing you want to do, you want to put a mystic expansion on your aura, because you want to because they nerfed the radius in one of the patches. They nerfed the radius of the aura, and with mystic expansion, you will be able to catch people in your aura more easily. Okay, and as you can see, this is very, very early on. And as you can see, the first road takes you directly at 8k, as you can see, which is the laning phase, because you will be able to get all these buys between 8 to 10 minutes, between the first 8 to 10 minutes. Like if you are having a good lane, if you are getting kills, you're gonna get it at 8 minutes. But if you are having a slow lane, you're gonna get it by maximum the first 10 minutes. After that, the laning phase is over, so you're gonna be able to go around and farm, and this is where you're gonna go with the next row, or the mid game. This is where the mid game starts. And I have something that I like to do with Victor when it comes to building, right? When it comes to building, you have to understand something when it comes to building. Like when you build on Victor, right? There is something that you need to do. First of all, you need to build regen, build sustain, right? Build regen, build sustain. If I can spell. But at the same time, choose items with offensive stats. And what do I mean by that? It means like you can buy green items, buy items that give you regen, right? But at the same time, they have offensive stats. For example, the big example here is Mystic Vulnerability, right? Like when you take Mystic Vulnerability, what's Mystic Vulnerability does? It gives you Spirit Resist 8%, okay? That's sustain. And also it gives you Spirit Shred 8%. It makes your enemy take more damage, take 8% more damage of spirit damage for a duration of 7 seconds. And this is not just for you. This is for you and your whole team. So again, one of the things that you want to do on Victor, right? Like you need to build in a way that your team benefits from your presence. Okay? You need to build in a way that your team benefits from your presence in a team fight, and you be supportive to them in one way or another, right? So next, you're gonna go Mystic Vulnerability. You're gonna go, again, you need your lifesteal, and the most important items here, we're gonna go with most important items here. Spirit Shredder Bullet. You have another Spirit Shred item that it gives another 8%, minus 8% to the enemy. So minus 8% here, minus 8% here. So it's gonna be rounded about, like, because when it stacks, it's not gonna be minus 16%. It's gonna be like maybe minus 14% or something like that when you stack all these up, right? So again, these items give Spirit Shred whenever you deal damage with aura, and also whenever you deal damage with your pain battery. As you can see that the pain battery now hits even harder, right? And then we're gonna go to the most slipped on item in Deadlock, which is here, Heroic Aura. So what Heroic Aura does, look at, like, the passive, as you can see, it's a sustain, it's defensive items, but at the same time, it gives you way more offensive stats. It's the same idea that we have, that we said, like, you need to build in this specific way. First of all, it gives you 1.5 meter sprint speed, direct, okay? Because we know what Victor is. Victor is a fat chud, right? So it gives you 1.5 sprint speed, and the passive of it, it gives 17% bullet resist for you and your allies and your friendly units. It says here friendly units, either your teammates or the minions that are in a radius of 35 meters, okay? So here, like, you are not just buying resist for yourself, you are buying resist for the whole team, as long as you guys in a team fight. And what happens when you activate it? When you activate it, it gives you another 2.2 move speed, and it gives you 26% fire rate. And by the way, these stats, again, it's for you and your whole team. Once you activate it within the 35 meters, it gives you and your teammates 2.2 move speed, and it gives plus 26 fire rate. Okay? And guess what? As you can see, as you can read in the description, the minions get double value. So this item, guys, it's crucial, okay? And as you can see, when you reach to this point, okay, when you reach to this point, you need slots, right? And this is why Heroic Aura, again, becomes very important, because now, when you try to push a walker, all right, when you try to push objective, as much as possible, try to push with a wave. Try to push with minions, especially with Rift. You know the OP minions that spawn with the Rift objective? Now, if you push with these big giant minions and you apply Heroic Aura to them, so you apply resist and you apply move speed and you apply fire rate, this is where you can take walkers like nothing, okay? Take walkers like nothing. Even if there is like one enemy or two enemies defending the walker, you are still gonna be able to take it, as long as you have your ult, by the way. You need to have your ult up, by the way. Later on, like after I finish explaining the build, I will talk about how to level up the abilities, okay? So, you go with Heroic Aura. As you can see, now, you already have more move speed. As you can see, I can even slide. You have more move speed, right? And then this is basically your fire rate. Now you have your, as you can see, the damage is crazy. You have your gun spike, and then you need more speed. You activate, you get resist, you get fire rate. Also, you get fire rate. You see, the gun is crazy here. Okay. Now what you need to do, you need to take an objective. Like, you need to take a walker for sure, like 100%. At this point, you need to take a walker, right? Now, when you get your first objective, when you get your walker, maybe your teammate gets a walker and you have a slot, right? Now you're gonna go with Surge of Power. And Surge of Power, you need to apply it to the jump start, Okay, as you can see, jump start. Now, why we need to do it like that? Now, let me increase the level to be like around, when you have like 19k, your level should be around 18. I think about 18. And also at that point, you already have 2 points in jump start. Okay, so look at the jump start. Healing of the jump start is 377. With surge of power, it will make you heal even more. And also, again, the item that gives sustain needs to give offensive stats. It will give the ability more spirit power. It means that it will give you more healing. It will give you fire rate 20%, and also it will give you move speed 1.8. Okay, move speed 1.8. And as you can see, like with Victor, he will be very fast. Look. You want more speed, you go heroic aura, you get more speed, you get more fire rate. And what about the healing? Like if I go here half health, right? And I want to heal with radiant region and with the pain battery, you'll get like 377. This later on in the build, as long as you get more spirit, items, right, to the late game, this healing can go up to 1000 HP per pop. Okay, 1000 HP, and we will get to it because now you have some upgrades. You have rapid recharge for the jump start. Now you will have 3 jump start, and if you max it, you will have 4 jump start. You have greater expansion, which is again, it will expand your aura even more, and also it will expand your ult. So now you will start stunning people like crazy, right? So now, how much healing we have? 541 per pop, and you have 4 pops. That means it's around 2k something, right? So here, if I go again and I pop, look at the healing. Look at the healing. And this is at 24k. 24k meaning like 24 minutes. And again, I didn't level up my my Victor. It's still at level 18. So if I go like level 23, I think this is more realistic, right? 555. The region is already 13, right? When you pop the radiant region with it, radiant region, it gives you 139. And the jumpstart give you 555, right? And when you deal some spirit damage, look at the radiant region. Look at the region. 22, almost 23 per second. It's like you are permanently having the bridge buff, the health bridge buff. Okay? Permanent. If you want sprint speed, you go heroic aura. Let's say you took some damage, you want to go out, you go with jump start, you'll be even more speed. You will be able to go in, go out very fast. Okay? And with heroic aura, again, like you are giving all these buffs to everyone around you within 35 meters. Okay? So please tell me this is like how this is not gonna be beneficial for you. Alright? Also, at this point of the game, look at the resistances. Already, without buying any green items, okay? Without buying any green items, as you can see, I only have Spirit Lifesteal and I have Healing Booster. Only. Look at the resistances. I have 17% bullet resistant because of the heroic aura, and I got 17% spirit resistance from where? From the Mystic Vulnerability and from other items, okay? From Mystic Vulnerability and other items that give Spirit Resist. Because here, Greater Expansion, give 10% Spirit Resist. And Mystic Vulnerability, it gives 8% Spirit Resist. So total stacking is 17%. Okay? I know that it should be 18, but the stacking works differently in this game, right? Now, the last thing what you need to do, first of all, you need more sustain at the beginning of the late game, okay? You need more sustain at the beginning of the late game. Some people would go Infuser, right? And just rely heavily on the spirit damage. The thing is, Infuser is very situational, in my opinion. If your team suck, right? And you know that you are going 1v6, and for example, you know that the enemy team is always playing together, and you are always find yourself in a situation 1v3, 1v4, then I can say Infuser is good. Okay, you end up in a small room, in a small corridor, when there is like multiple people, and you catch all of them in your aura. This is where the Infuser will be good. But in general, let's say in 90% of your games, Leech will be better. I know that the healing is less, but again, you are getting 30% from the spirit, and also you are getting 30% from the bullet. And we know that the gun is dealing a considerable amount of damage, okay? The gun is dealing a considerable amount of damage also with heroic aura, okay? Again, like I wasn't able to get too much healing here. I mean, it's difficult to demonstrate here against just one Abrams. Of course, even with Leech, it's like the Leech will work best when you are in a team fight normally, not like in a 1v1. In a 1v1 situation, you will rely more on your Radiant Regen damage and all healing, and also you're gonna rely more on your jumpstart when it's a 1v1. When it's a team fight, the Leech will do wonders for you. Okay. Now the next thing is escalating exposure. Again, you need your escalating exposure late game, because everyone will have like I mean, most of the cast will have almost 3k HP and above, and you need something that can actually make them give them or take more spirit damage from you. This is where you get escalating exposure, which is, again, it will give you a damage amp. Okay, it will give you a damage amp, which is 4.5% spirit amp per stack, and that means when it goes to 12 stacks, okay, when it goes to 12 stacks, you're gonna have around almost 60% more spirit damage. 60% if you are able to max stack with 12 stacks, okay? And again, this spirit damage will be beneficial for you and your team. Like, you and your team will be doing more spirit damage. Okay, this is not just for you. So again, you will be able to be the 1v1 bully, but at the same time you will be able to be like a good support for your team in a team fight. Okay, now let's look at the resistances. As you can see, the bullet resistance is still 17%, but now the spirit resistance has jumped to 25% after buying escalating exposure. And again, most of the builds, if you think about it, I think it's better for you to have more spirit resistance than bullet resistance, because as you can see, the meta, it's still relying on spirit damage, okay, for most of the characters. Now, and as you can see, you don't even, like, you are reaching this point with only one walker taken. Let's say that you are having a bad game, you only been able to take one walker at the game. It's not a problem. Like, you don't need too much slots here. Okay, and the impact is crazy, and you still can do more upgrades, because at the end of the day, even if you don't have any slots, you can still upgrade, for example, the Spirit Shredder bullets to Spirit Rend, which gives you more bonus health, and it gives you more Spirit Shred if you hit headshots. Okay, if you hit headshots, and by the way, hitting headshots with Victor is not that hard, because the bullet projectile. The bullet projectile is very big, as you can see. See? I'm not even focusing. I'm hitting headshots, and I'm not even focusing, by the way. Because the bullet projectile, the bullet hitbox is massive, as you can see. It's not like Wraith or Haze, or they have small bullets. This is not small bullets, okay? It's easy to hit headshots, even when your aim is all over the place, okay? Now, when you have two slots here, this is why the build is very versatile, because from here you can go based on whatever you need. Normally I can go with Berserk. Why I can go with Berserk? Because look, it gives you more bullet resist, it gives you more weapon damage based on the damage stacks that you take. Because how Berserk work? Berserk every time you take damage, it builds up stacks. The more stacks you build up with Berserk, the more weapon damage you do, and also the item itself gives you bullet resist. So you see how I'm crafting this? I'm crafting this with like defensive items that gives you sustain, but at the same time it gives you offensive advantage, okay? So when you take Berserk, for example, now the bullet armor or the bullet resist goes to 24%, okay? So as you can see the balance here, you have bullet armor, you have spirit armor, like similar to each other. The thing is, we know that with Jumpstart alone, you are building 3 stacks of Berserker. And when you activate your aura, Berserker is going up to 8 with a Jumpstart, going up to 10 stacks. You can see, max stacks, easily. And with that, look at the weapon damage. Alright, now, from here, if your enemy is heavy on spirit, okay? There's 2 situations here. If the enemy is heavy on spirit and they are leading, like you are behind, they are winning, okay? The enemy is a spirit comp and they are winning. That means you go silencer, okay? Silencer is the best item to counter spirit comps if you are behind. Okay, and again, it gives you 12% spirit resist, and it will reduce the damage of the enemy by 25%. 25% spirit damage reduction. And also, when you build the silence with your bullets, you will silence them. Okay, as you can see here, build up the silencer, and they get silenced. Okay, now. And from here, you can see that your spirit armor already jumped into 34%. And this is where the value is, because I know that with a 3.2k item, I can go to 30% spirit resist, right? But, why should... Here, I was able to go even beyond with 34% spirit resist, but at the same time I'm building a lot of offensive damage. Okay, I'm building a lot of offensive damage. Now, if the enemy in front of you is a spirit comp and you are leading, like you are leading, you have more money, you are controlling the game, what you need to do, you go spirit resilience. You go spirit resilience, and then you become unkillable by them. Okay, you have almost 50% resist. Anything they do to you will be cut by half. Anything. Okay? So, the other way around, that you can, if the comp against you is gun, right? Is, for example, Venator, Wraith. I mean, Wraith is not really gun, but you have Venator, you have Ivy, you have Viper, all these guys, right? Haze. What you need to do, you have multiple options here. You can directly go bullet resilience, that gives you 30% more bullet. You can go, for example, siphon bullets. Siphon bullets is very good, by the way. It gives you 15% weapon damage. It gives you 10% bullet resist, right? And also your bullet steals max HP, right? So if you go like that, you are stealing HP from them. And also, you deal more weapon damage. And also you have gun resist, as you can see, 31%. Okay, as you can see, the build is very, 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 very calculated. Okay, very calculated. If you look here, let's say you want to be annoying, you want to be unkillable, you go E shift. You go E shift. E shift is crazy because you can do your aura, you go E shift, your aura is still damaging them, as you can see, while they cannot damage you. Okay, you become very, very annoying here. Now, you can upgrade healing tempo, just because like you have healing booster, you can upgrade to healing tempo. If you have haze that it's very annoying, you can go metal skin. If you have like Infernus, Mirage, a Venator with toxic bullets, anybody with toxic bullets that stacks a lot of debuffs, you can go plated armor. For example, I don't like Battle Vest and Enchanter's Emblem because, again, these items, they don't give much offensive power, and they only give offensive power conditionally, only when you are above 65%. With Victor, you don't want to, you want your health to be, like, most of the time your health will be 50%. Okay, you are not gonna be in a situation where your health is 65%. So that's why instead of this, for example, look here, it gives you 18% spirit resist and gives you combat regen. Instead of doing that, I can go Mystic Vulnerability, right? That give me spirit shred and give me spirit resist. Okay, so you can go debuff reducer, or you go dispel magic if the enemy comp have a lot of debuffs, a lot of hexes, like slowing hexes, whatever that, right? You can go reactive barrier if there is too much stuns. Let's say they have graves that immobilize you. They have, for example, bebop that hooks you, right? And then you can also later on upgrade it to indomitable. This is more, this is a spirit shielding, but again, I don't really like these kind of items. I like items that give offensive power, but it's an option. Superior cooldown, I don't think this is a good thing to have right here, because I mean, the cooldowns for Victor, like Aura doesn't have a cooldown, Battery doesn't have a cooldown, Jumpstart have a lot of charges, and you are only have the ult. And we will talk about the leveling. By the way, leveling the abilities. So this is like very, like, how can I say, a brief explanation about every item and what is the idea about it. And again, that doesn't mean that if you queue with this build you'll automatically win. You need to adapt to the playstyle. You need to know when you are powerful. You need to know when to engage and when to disengage. And this is basically game sense. The build cannot fix that for you if your game sense is not on point, right? Now, let's talk about the ability order, okay? So the ability order is very simple. First of all, when you start, you want to start with your unlocking the battery from the start, okay? Then you unlock Jumpstart, then you unlock your aura, and your ult will be the last one. This is very simple. You go in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now, in lane, what do you want to do in lane? You want to rush 2 points into Jumpstart to give you more sustain in lane, give you more healing in lane, right? And also you want to rush 1 point into Aura of Suffering to give the enemies 25% movement slow and dash slow whenever they are in your aura, right? And then from here, you're gonna rush max ult. As you can see, why we need to max the ult? Because we need the cooldown to be as low as possible. As you can see, on level 3, you get 95 seconds cooldown, right? Then on the aura, you want to max aura second. Why? Because first of all, it increased the radius by 1 meter, and also the enemies take 15% more damage, okay? The enemies who are stuck in your aura takes more 15% damage from you and all your team. Then you want to max your Jumpstart, because again, the Jumpstart will give you an extra charge, and also it will give you 50% debuff resist, okay? Then whatever left is you're gonna max your battery at last. All right, so this is it, guys. I will leave the build ID in the comment or in the description, and then if you want to see me live playing with this build or trying your build, for example, you can subscribe to my YouTube and also follow me on Twitch. I will be live more often these days since I'm in a holiday. And if you have any questions or any suggestions, you need to drop them in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you next time, guys. Have a good day.